everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me, and if you're not new here, I'm very, very sorry that I last minute decided to change my upload schedule. It's been starting to get to me, and student teaching's ramping up, and so I used to post videos Sunday and Wednesdays, and for the time being, I'm just gonna go to just Sundays, and I know I like putting out a lot of content, but I need to be sustainable with the content I'm putting out, and so yeah, I'm just gonna cut down on that Wednesday video because I found myself kind of like worrying about it a little too much, and so yeah, I'm just gonna cut down on that, and we're gonna do just Sunday builds. So we're just gonna do speed build Sundays for the time being, but maybe once summer hits, I'll be more free, but also I don't know, I'll be gone for like half of June, and I don't know, it's gonna be interesting, I should say. But anyway, today we're building like a single mom dream home. I don't quite know what I'm gonna call it yet, but I imagine that it was just a single mom, and she has 4 kids, and since listening to our base game update, I imagine that they were all like hers, and like she just had them on her own, like she just had like a science baby for each one. And I imagine that she had a teenager and then twin children, my goodness, twins that are in the child, and I imagine she had an infant. I imagine they were all girls. I mean, that's not how science baby works, and I also know that you can't just be like, I want a girl, but like that is how science works today with like IVF and stuff. Kind of. I mean, not entirely, but you have a little bit more leeway, I guess. But oh my goodness, I'm yawning, and we're only 2 minutes into this like 27-minute voiceover. It is a long one, so go ahead and sit down and get comfortable. I am building here in San Sequoia. I literally kept trying to find a different lot because I really liked the size of the house. But originally, I think it was on a 30 by 20, and the size of house was just too big for that lot. So I moved to a 40 by 30, and 40 by 30s are scary when I'm not doing a farm. So I ended up adding like a garage, which ends up having like laundry, some workout equipment, and then some bikes. And then I put an obviously non-functioning car out in front of the garage. But we are going to go through a couple. Actually, I think I cut out most of like the wrong floor plans just to kind of save some time because this is a long video, and that's another reason why I really didn't want to post on Wednesday, just because I knew that editing this video would take me an hour or two, and I think I was feeling really, really sick on Wednesday, and I couldn't do it. But now we're going to go with weekly Sunday videos for the time being, and I think that's going to be really good for all of this, because then I can put in some higher quality videos. Oh my goodness. Here I am, yawning again. Yawn number 2. But anyway, I don't know. I'm also like moving soon. We get to move in 16 days. I'm so excited. We're going to like a bigger, like right now we're in an apartment, and we're going to go to a townhouse, and it's going to have an attached garage and an extra bedroom, so we can actually have like an office. I'm just so excited. It's going to be so nice, but until then, it's just going to be a little crazy, and that's okay. But yeah, we're just kind of finishing up the outside. I really couldn't find a brick that I liked, so I kind of just went with this base game brick, but I think it looks really nice with this blue swatch of the blue swatch that came with the growing together. And there's a few times where I forgot to record, so you don't really see me decorating the office space or the dining room. I did cut out a little bit of the landscaping, and at the end apparently I must not have recorded like me putting down a lot of the backyard stuff, but honestly, I don't know, it's not too much. I like put a hot tub and some loungers and like a grill and stuff out, so like normal, like typical things, and anything creative. One thing kind of creative I did do in the front is I shoved these, like they're supposed to be like window planter boxes, and I like shoved them in the ground to make it just look like these like petunias were coming up from the ground, and I thought I thought it looked really nice. But here we are. I just kind of cut out that bit, and now we're putting some hydrangeas up by the house because, of course, I love hydrangeas, and I really was feeling like the blues and purples on the exterior, but on the interior it's very pink. I imagine the sim. Oh, I haven't even talked about the mom, other than that she has a whole bunch of kids, and she's single. But I imagine she was an interior designer, so I imagine she was like the dream home decorator. I don't think it's called interior designer. I think it's called dream home decor. I don't. I don't actually know what the like official title of that is, but I imagine she was doing that, and so she has a nice office space, and so I imagine she kind of bought this as like a fixer upper, and so maybe the exterior isn't like her 100% like preferred style, but she really likes how the interior looks, and she liked kind of the idea of kind of having a suburban home. I imagine maybe she grew up in San Sequoia and she managed to get this lot or this fixer-upper at a fairly decent price, and then she just started, like, she knew she always wanted to have, like, a big family, and so that's what she's doing, and she doesn't need anyone else to help her. I don't know, I thought it was a really cute storyline. I mean, obviously, like, if you want to have a baby with a partner, be my guest, but you don't have to in today's world, and I think that's really, really cool. And it took me forever. I think the kitchen's kind of small, but I also imagine that she really wasn't caring too much about the kitchen, because I imagine the kitchen's not a place that's like as glamorized. But yeah, what else is going on? Since I said we were moving, we're also gonna have like a patio space. So I started some seedlings, and I'm so excited to start like actually not actually gardening. Like I'm just gonna have like a little patio garden. Oh my goodness! But that is very exciting. Nonetheless, this is gonna be such a long voiceover, and I literally have no idea what to talk about. We're doing the kitchen currently. We're using a lot. I use a lot of the new pack and the Dream Home Decorator pack. I think those are like the two main packs that I use in this build. I mean, I probably used a bajillion, but that's pretty much it. I also did imagine that the mom probably had like a nanny or maybe like a maid, like someone who kind of helped her keep up the house and like keep up her family like running smoothly, because she's obviously a working mom, like a working single mom, but she does work from home, so I imagine that gives her some pretty good flexibility. But yeah, we're just gonna start cluttering up the kitchen a little bit. I imagine she wasn't like overly cluttered, because she like obviously isn't like a huge chef, but I imagine there was some clutter. Like obviously you gotta have some fruits out for the kiddos, and then some salt and pepper, and that Dream Home Decorator like shelf thing. I kind of scale it down and kind of pretend it's like a different kind of bread box. I saw Evelyn do that a couple times, and I really like how it looks. It's kind of like a more modernized version of the one that we have with Parenthood. I know there's also one in the Country Kitchen kit. I don't have that kit, which is probably one I probably should aim to get at some point, which I probably won't be buying any for a while. I'm saving up and hopefully hoping that the Eras tour tickets will drop below 1,000. They were just kind of in the 700, and I decided to wait, and now they're back up there, which is kind of dumb, but fingers and toes crossed that they drop below 1,000, because I really don't want to spend $1,800 on a ticket, but I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but new topic. It's very frustrating that people think they need to upsell for like and make a grand off these people, and it sucks because there's people who are actually going to do it, and if it comes down to it, I might have to, and I hate that. And here's where I started embracing the pink color scheme. You'll see I kind of replaced that, and then I was like, oh, I use these new bookshelves. I think it's so nice that they kind of have two different variants of the same bookshelf, because then I don't know, it just makes it a lot easier to like clutter up. And kind of here's when I realized I was like, I wonder like what kind of kids are going to be in this house. And I was like, oh, we could do an infant, because I really haven't decorated too much for an infant. I don't think I have decorated. Yes, I guess I have. I did that 3 under 3 apartment, and I'll link that card right up there for you guys. But other than that, I really haven't decorated for an infant on the channel. I've played with some infants in my own gameplay. Like I said in my previous video, I'm kind of doing the Not So Berry challenge. I haven't been doing it. I haven't played Sims like since I finished this build, to be honest. I just haven't had the time or energy, and that's kind of sad. But I'm hoping with Easter break coming up, I'll kind of have a little bit more time to get back into it. I had a good break, but now like spring break's over, I gotta start doing homework again. It's starting to be a lot once again, but I know I'll make it through it. But until then, we'll just kind of have to power through. And here is where I pulled out, I'm sorry, I keep like bouncing between the build and like talking about my thing, but I pulled out that little ram like ottoman, I guess, kind of, and it is adorable. It just looks so cute. I imagine that maybe like that was, I don't know what I quite imagined it. I just thought it was adorable, and I imagine the mom probably thought it was adorable too. But here we're gonna make a little entryway space for the 4 kiddos. Each one, I imagined, had like their own cubby, and yeah. There's not too much. I also put the Jungle Adventure mirror here, and it is so gorgeous. I imagine that the mom like absolutely loved having that. And I also sized down these backpacks slightly, just because I think like sizing them down slightly is kind of realistic. Because if you think about it, like the backpack when I was in 2nd grade is not the same backpack that I like use today, or I used in college, or even in high school. So I like kind of having different variations or different sizes of backpacks to kind of represent different age groups. And here I pull out yet again the table that I am reaching for constantly, and then I kind of put that out in the entryway. And this is the only bathroom I am decorating on camera. It is kind of, it's not really a half bath. Like obviously I put a tub and shower combo in here, but the mom also has an ensuite, and then there's 2 more bathrooms upstairs. There's a half bath and then a full bath. I imagine that the half bath was kind of just for like maybe friends to use, like kind of like the kiddos' friends, but I didn't really over clutter this bathroom because I imagined that it wasn't like terribly overused, because the kids have a bathroom upstairs, the mom has her own personal bath. Maybe this one's just like in case, because like obviously with 4 girls you're gonna need a few bathrooms and a few mirrors. But now we're gonna go into the mom's room, and surprise, surprise, yet again I'm going to be using the paranormal wallpaper, and then some white base game, and then I pull out the Dream Home Decorator bed, and then I end up putting a crib over there in that little kind of window bump out. I kind of like the idea of maybe, even though there's a nursery upstairs, that the mom still, my goodness, yawn. We made it a while, but there's yawn at least number 3 that I remember. I imagine the mom was probably breastfeeding, so I imagined it was probably easier for her just to kind of have a crib down in her room, even though this isn't like the baby's room per se. But I don't know, I liked how it looked, and it kind of took up a decent amount of space that I had available, and I was still able to kind of give the mom a pretty good size closet wardrobe space. But I'm just kind of cluttering it up with some necessities like some water bottle and some diapers, obviously, but it's not too much, not too off the wall. I also kind of put some work stuff there because I imagine maybe while she's breastfeeding, she's kind of like looking at samples, or maybe she like wakes up in the middle of the night really inspired. Another thing I did with this build is I put up a lot of those like picture frames that come with the new pack, like the family reunion unlockables. And here's the workspace. I really didn't like show me decorating it, but I am showing me like cluttering it up, which I guess is kind of along the same lines. But yeah, so you do get to see a little bit, I guess, but not too terribly much. You don't really get to see the vision come to view, but you get to see the final product at the very least, and that's important as well. But I don't know, I imagine maybe this is where she comes and kind of chats with their clients, or maybe where she kind of converses with them, maybe has on a video call, or I don't know, something like that. I imagine just a very nice workspace, kind of nice tranquil place. Another thing I did with this build that I don't use a lot is use pampas grass. I don't know, usually it just doesn't give the vibes I want, but in this build I thought it ended up working out like really, really nice. So I'm kind of glad that I was able to make that work. And another thing I did is I used the plants. You can like obviously see it on the wall right now, like the plant thing from the Blooming Rooms kit. I don't use that too often, but I think that looks really good. Now we're going to jump upstairs and decorate the nursery, which is a very, very small room, so I'm glad I ended up making it a nursery. But once the baby ages up, obviously it's going to be a small room, but I mean, I imagined that the oldest sibling was a teen and probably going to head off to university soon, so maybe once they're a little bit older, they can hop over there, and then this room could become a guest room or something of that sort. And I put the new glider in here and this cute little lamp. Oh my goodness. This nursery just came out very, very cute in my opinion, especially with, I really like the little like Peppa Pig. At least it's Peppa Pig in my eyes. I don't really know if it's supposed to be Peppa Pig, but the infant playmat is really cute. And of course using more of like those photo collages, because I just think it's like such a basic way to kind of add a little something to a space without having to like reuse the same artwork over and over and over again, because I feel like that's one thing we're lacking is kind of a variety of artwork. I don't know, it always feels like we never have the right artwork for what I want. But here's the twin child's room. Obviously, I imagine there were two girls, and the one with like the more ruddier bed, I imagine was really into kind of instruments and music, and was kind of like a go-getter. And I imagine the one with the pink was like kind of also a go-getter, but was really more into animals and really wanted to grow up to be a vet, or was trying to convince maybe their mom to get a dog or something. And I imagine maybe the mom might break soon, but she just hasn't quite yet, because she's like, we still have an infant, maybe like once your sister's a little older we can get one. But I don't know, I imagine that she still had a little bit of convincing to do, because obviously I didn't add a pet to this space. There would be enough room, because there would be 5 and then 6 with a pet, so you have obviously plenty of room, and there's plenty of like actual room in the house to add either like a litter box and a bowl, or like a litter box, not a litter box, or a food bowl, and like just some toys in general. But yeah, I do give this other sim a violin, and then I put up some like kind of pictures, posters that are kind of music related, and I gave each of them a stuffy. I thought that was really cute, because I don't really put like stuffed animals on their beds. I don't know why I called it a stuffy. I like never call it stuffies, but like I think Evelyn calls them stuffies, and she usually kind of does something like this. Another reason I was inspired to do that. But yeah, and then I also really liked using this lamp. I think this lamp was also new in the expansion pack. Oh my goodness, I just need to take the claw clip out of my hair. I love but hate claw clips, because claw clips you can never like lean your head back like you want to, it feels like, but they're so they're so nice at holding up your hair, right? Like that's the actual reason you wear them. But anyway, we're just about finished up here. I'm putting up some like cat and dog posters for the vet kind of side of Sim. I also imagine she was kind of a little creative. Oh my goodness, how did I say that? That sounded very weird. So I kind of gave her like the unicorn, and then there's a activity table out in like the landing area where I put like a little mini sectional and a TV, and then the play tent and a dollhouse and another toy box, I believe. There's just a lot of good stuff out there. And then over here, I obviously am decorating the one dresser for the one sim. I also imagine that maybe, I know that a dresser's a lot, but in my mind, I have like a dresser and a closet full of clothes. And so I liked that the beds I chose kind of had drawers, because I imagine maybe there are some more toys in there, or maybe they used it for toys. I'm not quite sure. But we're just kind of finishing up in this room. Now we'll hop over to the older sister's room. I was going to put these like decals, I think, and I ended up putting a vet poster. Yep. And then we're going to hop on over once we get this little stuffed animal down. And yeah, I finally was able to use this pastel pot bed, because I've just had the hardest time trying to use it, but I finally used it in this bedroom, and I think it turned out really, really cute, in my personal opinion. I almost made another Bi Queen, so if you watched the video last week, I'll link it up there. I did grandparents raising their grandkids, and I did a teen kind of with a similar but not similar vibe. This time I just kind of like focused on purple, and I imagined she was a bit of a fashionista, and kind of a little bit of a go-getter, but the last video I kind of designed for like a Bi Queen, I guess. You might be able to say in slang terms, but like I said, I'll link that one obviously up in the card. It should have already kind of popped up for you. But as I was saying, I thought about doing it again, but I decided I probably shouldn't have two back-to-back. So yeah, just kind of added some twinkle lights, and I have a yoga, like a wellness block. I don't quite know what that's called, but we're just kind of cluttering up over here. I gave her her own little laptop, and like I said, I imagined she was going to go off to college soon. I imagined she was going to be like a fashion influencer or a fashion stylist, I think is what it's called. This is like a freelancer career. That's what I imagined that she was like kind of interested in. That's why I gave her the wardrobe anyway. I thought that would be kind of nice. I don't usually give my Sims like walk-in wardrobes, like in their bedrooms. I mean, I occasionally do, but I feel like it's not something I do like in every build. So I think it's always nice to kind of change it up and add one. And I really wish that this mirror would just work as a decorative as opposed to an actual mirror. Like, I like that it has like functionality, but also I like kind of wanted to like move it off, but it was not having any part of that, I guess. Anyway, I'll just finish cluttering up in here, and then I think we're getting kind of close to the end of the video. Not like terribly close, but I'm trying to figure out what we have left. We're going to do the hallway, and then we have kind of the play area, and then we'll hop. Oh, we still have to do the garage. Oh my goodness. There's a decent amount left. Not a terrible, about 5-ish minutes, I guess. But, I mean, plenty enough to keep us entertained nonetheless. This hallway, I like had a hard time like figuring out what to do, so I kind of stuck with more like neutrals, just because I knew that at the end of the hallway this like landing space is going to be very, very colorful, and then right off this space you can see that little bathroom. That's where I did the half bath, and then the bigger bathroom, which is literally about the size of the nursery, is where I did the full bathroom. But anyway, sorry, I just got a notification. So obviously there's like the Eras tour. I've already kind of mentioned that. And the notification that I got was talking about how people are buying $6,000 tickets on StubHub out of panic. That's crazy. That is literally crazy. Like, who's dropping who has $6,000 to drop on a ticket? Like, that's insane to me. Like, the idea of dropping anything more than like $2,000, crazy. But here is just kind of the decorating of that little family area. This also kind of reminds me of the other build, because I kind of did something similar, like with the exact same couches, but in a different vibe. I'll link that up above. I think it's the perfect suburban home. I did kind of a similar vibe, but I think it's just because I am making family homes, and I kind of like there to be a little kid space. Not that, I guess maybe we kind of did have one. It wasn't like full of toys. It was just kind of like upstairs. There's like a TV that like actually had cable, so like occasionally we could go up there and like watch TV. But anyway, I'll try to remember to link that perfect And we're gonna have three videos that I try to link, but we should be able to get there, no problems. And now we're finally going out and doing the garage. I had a washer and dryer, like I said, and then I have some counters. I think I've tried to block them all off, so hopefully your sim won't try to come out here and like chop up the garden salad. But if they do, I'm very sorry that happens. But that's just like the Sims being the Sims, so. But hopefully they are all blocked. I cannot remember. I know I put like 5 or I think I only put 4 bikes in here. I like put one for mom and then for the twins and then the teen. So yeah, there's a few bikes in here. And then we're just kind of scrolling. Trying to figure out what else I want to put in here. I pulled this laundry rack, and I'm actually surprised I use it, because occasionally I pull it out and like I never use it, but in a space like this, it just kind of like makes sense for it to be out here, I guess, in a way. I hope, yeah, I did block both of them. Good. I put some workout equipment, and then I had also put like this like pop-up playpen out here, because imagine maybe the mom came out here to do laundry, and then she was going to work out, and like obviously you really shouldn't leave like the infant inside alone, so I was like, I don't really want to put like a playmat out here, because then they're like, bring her out here, but also it might be, the Sims might autonomously bring her out here and then leave her, because in my own gameplay the Sims will take them outside and then leave them and go back inside. And I imagine that's a problem that everyone's having, not just my Sims, but I digress. We're just kind of finishing up. I think that's pretty much it for the garage. Now we're going to go outside, and we're just about done here. We're just going to add a little children's play area. I used the slide that came with the new expansion pack in the, if you buy it before April 16th, I think it is. But yeah. I also made a little splash pad. I was kind of nervous about this just because like I don't have much experience with splash pads, and I think having a splash pad in like your own backyard would be kind of crazy, but I don't know, I thought it would be kind of cool, and obviously I had the space for it because I'm building this on a 40 by 30 lot, but yeah. I also, like I said, I had a hot tub, some loungers, a table, I had a toddler pool in the little kid area, I had a diving board, I had floaties. I think the floaties are in the video, but I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, a grill. I kind of add all that stuff like after, and I didn't record it, and I'm very sorry about that, but they are, I don't know if you'll see the grill in the screenshots necessarily, because I put it kind of on the patio, right off the kitchen. But we're wrapping up now, so I'm going to let you guys go. This build is available on the Sims 4 gallery under my origin ID, which is alisonlogue, or under hashtag alpalsgames. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!